the things we're going to do now is take a look at SSL decryption and what effect it has on the logs, that attack that we did via PowerShell previously, and things like Dropbox and also the iCar virus. So if we drop onto our portal, let's just take a look and make sure that we've now enabled SSL decryption. There's Lee Lab. I've now enabled the SSL interception. If I edit that, scroll down, you can see that we're good to go. The other thing that sometimes I recommend during a proof of concept, and depending on how the customer's feeling, is to change their policy on SSL inspection. So if we go in here, the default behavior is to act gracefully, is to allow unencryptable traffic through, but also to pass through untrusted certificates. Now, if we pass through an untrusted certificate to our attack victim, then we don't care. In a browser, that would be different. But in this case, I've set it to block. But let's just set it to pass through. Save our policy. Just let that go through and click activate. Go back to our host. Let's clean that up and go to Google. Let's do some what is my IP again. Oh, you can see Google's behaving itself and telling me that we're still going through Zscaler. Now, how does iCar behave? Let's go in here. Just like before, let's test. We're blocking, yeah, that's good. But now if I click on the SSL encrypted section, we should now decrypt that traffic with a bit of luck, and we're now blocking it, and you can confirm that. You can see that we're blocking the HTTPS element of that communication, so that's all good. Just like before, we've received our dodgy email inviting us to browse company expenses. This time it's labeled 443. We're going to click Dropbox. We are at this point going to attempt to decrypt the Dropbox communication, so we're just going to let that come up, let it do its thing, and just like before, I'm going to elect to download that. Direct download. All of this is now going through a HTTPS stream. Save. Right. Just like before, Windows Defender does its thing. That's passed right through on that side of the inspection. Go into our documents. Let's have a little look around. Got our 443. Just like before, Excel opens. Okay. Enable editing. Come on, machine, keep up. Enable content. Let's jump back onto our attack surface. Okay, we're in, and you can see now we've got a new agent that's come in. So let's go and take a look around. And just like before, let's go in and interact. And let's do a sys info. So in this case, you can now clearly see we're over 443 via HTTPS, and just like before, I can navigate around inside this host. I could run all kinds of scripts. So, for example, let's use module. Let's do a message, and let's do set message text. Hello, you are hacked. Set title hacked. Execute. Yeah, let's run that, and that will say running job, and all good. Okay, so let's go back to our attack victim. Oh dear, yeah, you'd be a bit scared if you'd run that. All good. So now let's go back to our logs and see what took place. So go in Web Insights. Let's do logs. Let's go back in the last 2 minutes and see if there's anything showing up there. Filter by Lee Lab. past it. Hit apply. Okay, let's narrow that down again. By URL category. And let's just double check. There's our Langley miscellaneous again. So we can see the path, and we could miscellaneous. Pull that out from the log, just like before. We can see access to that communication. Okay, so we are doing SSL decryption on this in order to inspect the traffic, which is great, which means we can do all kinds of things. Again, we could apply our policy for miscellaneous to block that content. But if we didn't have that SSL decryption in place, then we wouldn't see inside the traffic, and we wouldn't be able to take action. One other thing that you may want to do then is go to your policies, SSL inspection, and do block unencryptable traffic, but also block untrusted certificates, because that will prevent that initial communication in the first place. So if we click save and apply, and let's go main agents kill all. Okay, let's do this. Let's kill that. So now we're blocking untrusted certificates getting to the host. So let's see how that behaves. Notice we're not getting the prompt, the macro, but just so you can see that we are running the same macro, let's run it manually. Go back to our attack. Nothing. So let's go back to our logs and have a look at some of the things that we can pick up here. What we want to now do is look at what was blocked. So again, let's go last 5 minutes, apply filter. So we've got a whole myriad of different traffic, web action. So in the first instance, let's look at what we've blocked. Okay, so we've got access to Lee, it's domain, access is denied, and all is good. So that's our policy that's blocking that because of the SSL. Block a caution, my mistake. And now you'll see all those attempts before that we were blocking but putting the caution page up to. Another thing that we may want to consider when setting up these demos is to set up alerts so the customer receives a heads up that this sort of activity may be going on in the logs without having to trawl through the suspicious, in particular miscellaneous. So with our policies for things like SSL and miscellaneous kicking in and generating those log entries, we can go ahead, go to something like administration, for example, go to alerts, and we're going to do two things here. We're going to add a new definition, and in my example here we're going to scroll down and we're going to look for example, if I can find it, URL filtering blocked sites, and we're going to tune this so that what we don't want is the accidental logs that a legit user will hit, say a website be blocked and typically go away. Well, in our example, those logs are coming thick and fast with that communication through PowerShell taking place, and so then maybe we might want to go for something like have 10 in 5 minutes. You're going to have to get this fine-tuned to how you want that set up, and let's go ahead and save that. Then of course we want to publish that to a particular user, so typically I'll go in and set that up with them. We've got it set as a critical event. I'm going to leave that there and apply our changes. And effectively what that's going to do is pick out those blocked with continue pages for us and deliver us an email that simply shows that there's some activity taking place. And so that's everything. Hopefully you found the video useful. Thank you very much.